Good afternoon, YouTube, and welcome back to Phatkat Collections. And today I wanted to share with you guys another watch that I just picked up the other day. I had said I was going to kind of cool it for a little while. And then all of a sudden, Invicta stores had the yellow tag event, and that's it. I ended up buying two. One will be here next week. I got the other one already. And, you know, when I bought it, I was kind of like, do I need another Grand Octane, right? But after getting it, I'm just so happy I did because, you know, it is my favorite model that Invicta makes, and that and the Sea Hunter, but the Grand Octane will always be my #1 go-to. That's why I think I have 9 of them right now in different colors, and it's just an amazing looking watch. Great quality. It's big, it's bold, it's beautiful, and the quality's just there. And, you know, when I first got my very first Grand Octane, it was the gold and silver model, and I paid about $400 for it. And since then, the price on these things have just really come down, and really I think a fair price, unless it's something that you're really hot for and the availabilities, you know, maybe it's kind of a harder model to find. I think a fair price for a Grand Octane is about $250 to $300. If you find it cheaper, great. And let me tell you, with this yellow tag event, this was an insane deal and I had to get it. So this is the one right here, the Grand Octane Mosaic. And at first glance, when I first saw this watch come out a while back, I wasn't really into it. And to be honest with you, I probably wouldn't have bought it for $300, but the price was so good, I said, let me get it. In worst case scenario down the road, if I decide, it's not for me, I could always throw it on eBay and get my money back. Very easily can you get your money back for what I paid for this. And this I paid $129 shipped to my door. I mean, amazing. That's through Invicta stores. If you guys haven't checked out Invicta stores already, I have links in every one of my videos, every description. Please use my links if you do want to make a purchase. It does help to support my little endeavor here on YouTube, and it's great because I can track and see exactly what was purchased. And I love when you guys comment and say, hey, I picked it up, saw the video, had to get it. And it means a lot to me that you guys love these watches so much. I love the product, I love the brand, and I just think they keep coming out with the most amazing, unique looking watches. I mean, nobody's making stuff like this. I mean, whether you love it or hate it, it's very unique. So let's talk a little bit about this. Naturally, it's the Grand Octane or Grand Arsenal, depending on where you have purchased this. The name, Invicta with their names, it's all over the place half the time. It's a reserve level timepiece. It's a reserve Invicta. It's a Grand Octane. It's a Grand Arsenal. And I've been talked about this before in the past. Most of the time nowadays, you're going to find this as the Grand Octane. It really started off as the Grand Arsenal, and due to several websites selling this under the Grand Octane name, that's become kind of the go-to, but you can still find it under both names if you were to shop. The eBay links that I put in the description, but if you should go through Invicta stores, you'll find this under Grand Octane. So basically you have a 58mm case, 19mm in case thickness. If you haven't seen the Grand Octanes, I mean, this is just an amazing watch. It's one of the biggest watches that Invicta makes, although Invicta has been doing some pretty cool things with the Grand Venom. I'm hoping to get my hands on that at a later date because that's a beautiful timepiece as well. But like I said, this is my absolute favorite. Exhibition window showing off that Z60 Ronda movement on the back. On the face, you have this mosaic pattern, which is a combination of tiger eye and mother of pearl. Try to get close here so you can see that. Unidirectional rotating bezel. I like that on this particular one. They used brown, I'm not sure what you would actually call these I call them pillars going around the bezel. Some watches I have, they use kind of like, one of my watches has like a gray, and it doesn't really match the watch. Just kind of depends on, I guess what they feel like putting on there, but I love the fact they did the brown. It coordinates very nice. It complements that tiger eye on the mosaic face. I think this is a great looking timepiece. All yellow gold finish, mainly a brush finish with mirror polishing down the center. That's pretty much what you get in the Grand Octane. Now, one thing to be noted, one guy had posted on Facebook, I saw that he mentioned that he was worried that he got a defective watch because the crown and function pushers were not screw down. You're going to find two different types of watches by Invicta. It seems lately a lot of their watches, because they're coming down so much in price, and some of you are for this and against it. I personally don't, it doesn't bother me either way because I don't take these really in the water. I mean, I may once in a while hop in the hot tub with one on, or if I was in Vegas going down to a pool, I would maybe get it wet, but for the most part, I don't get the watches wet, even though they are dive watches. I just don't feel the need to wear these in the water. Unless I'm going to do something very social in a pool setting or whatever, and then I would probably test it beforehand. And because I have heard stories where guys have had good luck and bad luck, but most of of the time, you're going to be fine. I've never had any issues with any of my Invictas. So, with that being said, there is water resistance without having screw down, function pusher, and crowns. You're just not getting the same water resistance you get with the older models that tend to be screw down. Now, as far as the rest of the watch is concerned, it's exactly the same, other than, just that's really the only difference. And like I said, some of you guys might find that cheapens the watch a little bit, but if you're not really too worried about the water resistance, I mean, let's face it, nobody's really going to wear this diving, you know what I mean? So that's about it. I mean, 660 feet of water resistance. I think with the original screw down, function pushers, and crown, you get 900 feet, but still you have your water resistance. Naturally, don't pull the crown out, of course, if you're going to be in the water, but you do have a level of water resistance here. And I think this is just a stunning timepiece. You know, and when I buy, these are not what they call tool watches. You know what I mean? Like, there's lots of watches out there that are really designed for the purpose of diving. This is what I would call more of a dive themed watch. You know, there's lots of watches out there that they call divers watches. That's just kind of like the category of the look they're going for. You know what I mean? It's not many people are really going to take this diving. Most divers actually use the electronic, depth meters on their wrist. I don't think many people even wear a dive watch or use a dive watch for its really functionality. They wear it because they like it, and that's why I buy watches. It's not really a tool watch, you know what I mean? But nonetheless, if you do want to take it in the pool and get it wet, you do have water resistance, even though these are not screw down function pushers and crown. Once again, the exhibition window in the back. Some of you say, why put an exhibition window on a quartz watch? Well, you know what? It's just something they do. I mean, it's probably just a common case back they use on all the Grand Octanes, and it's cool to at least show off that, you know, that there isn't a decent movement in the watch. I mean, whether you like Invicta or not, Ronda is a movement that's been around a long time. Very well-respected quartz movement, and they specialize in quartz movement. So you know that's their craft, that's their specialty. So you know you're getting a decent movement that's going to be reliable and last you a really long time. As far as the rest of the watch, 14 ounces in weight. One guy was arguing with me today on Facebook about he doesn't buy, and I just want to point this out in case any of you are wondering, that he doesn't buy the new Invictas because they're not Swiss made. And no watch by Invicta, at least maybe way back in the day when Invicta was a totally different company, there might have been watches made in Switzerland. I don't know too much about their history, but none of anything they make nowadays is actually made in Switzerland. So the Swiss made classification is something that they can get away with, and lots of manufacturers do this. Just because a watch says Swiss made does not mean that watch is made in Switzerland. In this case, you have a Ronda movement, which is either made of Swiss parts. A certain number of the movement has to be, I guess, assembled in Switzerland. Sometimes they'll say Swiss parts movement, where the parts are produced in Switzerland and then assembled in places like China. To me, guys, you know, if you're that interested in having a Swiss-made watch, nowadays it really doesn't make a difference. Seiko's pumping out amazing timepieces. They were never Swiss-made timepieces. And I mean, let's face it, a Grand Seiko, you can put up against pretty much any watch, across the board, Omega, Rolex. So it really just comes down to what you like and what's important to you. Those things aren't important to me. So naturally, this watch is manufactured in China, like most of the Invicta watches, if not all the Invicta watches. Again, China's not, just because something's made in China, people kind of like turn their nose at, look, everything's made in China. Pretty much 99% of the things you find on a store are made in China, and there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. I mean, let's face it, things are not, the manufacturing that they're doing in China nowadays is nothing like what it used to be. I mean, way back maybe 30 years ago, maybe the quality wasn't good, but now China's pumping out replica Rolex watches that are so good and so difficult to tell that they're fooling guys who even own them. So don't let that dissuade you or bother you. China is making amazing products. Now look at every TV, you can get all the TVs, electronics, so don't be stupid and think that just because it's made in China that it's garbage. It's absolutely false. Invicta is an amazing timepiece. You really can't beat the value you're going to get with these timepieces. And again, if you're not really interested in the way that this looks, I totally understand, but really nobody's making a value like this. I mean, it's really quite amazing. So that's really about it. Not to ramble on too much like I always do, but again, Z60 quartz movement. Country of origin is Switzerland, of course. Again, 19 millimeters in case thickness, 63 millimeters. That's all the way the crown and function pushers. That's not including, it's 58 at the bezel. So if you don't own one of these yet. Definitely, I don't know if this is the kind of watch you necessarily just jump right into. It's definitely something you kind of have to, you know, get used to. I don't think that if you're used to wearing like a 38mm watch and say, yeah, let me give Invicta a try, you know, and you want to try the big, bold dive watch style, I don't really know if I recommend just jumping right up to the Grand Octane or Sea Hunter. They are really big, and you have to kind of, I guess, acclimate yourself to these amazing watches. So again, 660 feet of water resistance, bracelet measurement, 9 inches in length, 30mm in width. So if you have a really big wrist, this is going to fit you. And that's about it, folks. So let me just go ahead and show you a couple more close-ups of the watch. As far as the clasp, this is pretty standard on Invictas. They just use like a friction fold-over clasp with the lock. I wish they used more of the double push button, but they don't. But I've never had a problem with them. It's just kind of a mental thing. Absolutely stunning looking timepiece, guys. You can see that mother of pearl, that mosaic pattern with the tiger eye. I love that they do things just different, you know, like the abalone. I love those watches. I mean, it's just an exquisite looking timepiece, and you really can't go wrong with the price. Now, I will let you guys know in the event that they come back with the Invicta Yellow Tag sale, $128 or $129, insane deal. Right now, if you could pick this up through my other links on there, it'd be through eBay. You're gonna pay about $300 to $319 this watch right now. But I will keep you guys informed. Again, if you haven't found me on Facebook, PHATKATCOLL, COLL, find me, friend request me. I'm always putting links on there for when I see really special deals where you guys need to jump on. So let's go ahead and throw it on the wrist, which I've already done. I'm about 5'7.5". I weigh about 175 pounds, and I have a 7-inch wrist. So this is what it looks like on a guy my size, my height, and my weight. Something that I show you guys in every single video. Just a flashy looking piece, and you can see, I mean, that's a chunk of a watch. That's a big, bold watch. And just for, you know, if you haven't seen me before or checked out my videos, just for argument's sake, I happen to have one of the new Aragon Matadors, which is a beautiful piece as well. 52mm in diameter on this, and you can see the difference in size. I mean, compared to a 50mm watch, it's night and day. It's just, and a 50mm watch is not a small watch by any means. So I'll give you a good size comparison. If you're interested in that Aragon, it's absolutely beautiful. I got 2 here, ready to go, brand new. No box, no papers, but I'll give you an exceptional deal. Otherwise, I can get you directly shipped from the manufacturer if you want one with the box and everything. And these listings are on eBay as well. Not this bad boy, but the Aragon watches. If you guys want any Aragon watches, let me know. I can get you hooked up. But as far as this watch, I always forget to mention model number 27777. 27777, yeah, 27777 Invicta Mosaic. They do have this in the all stainless steel silver color with a combination of mother of pearl and black onyx. So if gold's not your thing, definitely check out that piece. That was on the special as well, $129 shipped, and I will definitely keep you guys posted should they start that sale back up. They've kind of brought it back about 3 or 4 times, so I'm kind of anticipating maybe they're going to bring it back again, but like I said, I will let you guys know. Find me on Facebook. That's the easiest way to be notified. And again, let me know what you guys think of this watch. Let me know what you guys picked up during the Invicta Yellow Tag event. Drop a comment. Remember to subscribe. Click like. If you do subscribe, click the bell to be notified anytime I upload a new video. And guys, thank you very much for watching. 12,500 plus subscribers, and we're gonna keep going. Stay tuned for next week. I got another Invicta coming. I got a few other watches coming by a couple different manufacturers. Some skincare products I want to talk to you guys about that I've been using, called Tiege Hanley. Love the stuff. You guys have to hear more about that, and a whole bunch of fragrances to review. So stay tuned for more, guys, and have a wonderful day. Take care.